Welcome to the 9th round of the Blitz tournament in Belgrade. Now we are playing one amateur player. He's rated almost 2000. I started with e4, he responded e5, knight f3, knight c6, went for the Italian game, knight f6, and now instead of right lever I went for d4. The Scotch gambit accepted, and now e5, d5, bishop b5, and now there's two moves, knight e7 and knight e4. He picked knight e4. I captured on d4, he went bishop d7. This is all theory. He takes back with b-pawn. And now here, the main move is castles. Is the best move according to the book. He went bishop c5. f3, creating the center. Then f4, still in the book, knight e4. And now went knight c3. Because I don't like the line when bishop e3, queen b8. That's so annoying. Now queen b8 doesn't exist because it's not targeting anything. He went castles. And that's slightly worse line for black, because it's allowing me to take the knight on e4 and to destroy his pawn center. Instead, he should take my knight and then go for castles. But he forgot about that. I take. And now we can stabilize our middle, our dark squares. Together with these pawns, we can create a decent attack later and undermine the king side. Something like later, of course, queen e1, queen g3 or queen h4 followed by queen h6. If they play g6, will be amazing plan for the checkmate. Now I can start with bishop e3, but I started with c3 because if he does something like queen b8, which is popular idea, I want to go something like queen e2, protect my pawn here, planning to go bishop e3 and also attack on e4. That's my plan. Now he's thinking what to do, and bishop e6 standard move, protecting the bishop and putting on a better square, also preparing some c5, but if the pawn is on d5, then this c5 will make more sense, because later on d4 will be possible, but now once the pawns are separated, it's not possible. Bishop e3, protecting my knight additionally, c5. Now the bishop is getting closed. So I can bring my knight pretty much on any spot, but knight b3 is the best move. Attacking this pawn. So queen e7 looks like a solid move to protect, but maybe this allows me some a4, a5 ideas. And if he does c4, I have two options where to put my knight. So c4, I have knight c5, I have knight e4. I thought if I go knight c5, there is this very annoying move queen e7. But apparently I can just take here, and after queen e7 knight takes d7, and after bishop takes e3, king h1, and I'm better because this pawn will fall. Also rook is under the attack, and on something like rook d8 I have rook ad1, so I'm safe there. So I didn't calculate that much. I just want to simplify and make standard, setup here without too many complications. So knight e4 is something I want to do for sure, but I'm still calculating if knight c5 is good for me. Looks attractive. c5, queen e7, and queen takes d7, maybe there is this move, but after queen takes e7, bishop takes e7. Instead I went for knight e4, he went c5, went knight c2, and he immediately went for bishop a4. Pinning my knight and also offering the queen trade, but what is good for me, that this bishop is absolutely out of the game. So I just went queen c1, I'm still slightly better in this position. I was expecting from him queen d3 move looks very powerful, where most probably I have to go knight a3. But instead he surprised me with an exchange, which I like of course, and after queen d3 he forgot that I have this very good move queen f2. And now my bishop is monster in defense of course, because he cannot do anything on the d line. Doesn't matter how many times he takes the d line, it's not possible to explore it fully. So f5, I start with my attack, my queen and bishop are doing amazing job in defense and offense at the same time. So here I was expecting from my opponent to do something like f6 maybe, just to stop my f6 or, to start undermining my pawns with bishop c7, let's say. But instead he went queen d5, again moving the queen, targeting the pawn here, but he forgot about very powerful move. Again, good move in defense and good move in offense. So after bishop c7, I don't mind losing this pawn because I can create the threat of checkmate with a move f6. and then he can't take because queen takes g7 is coming. So I played f6. I'm under the minute on clock, but I'm completely winning here. So he has to go g6. Now he's just thinking if there's anything else. But the problem is, you know, when you have only move to make, you should make it as quick as possible just to not waste your time. And after g6, I have two options, queen h4 and queen g5. Queen h4 can be met maybe by later h5. That's why queen g5 is much better move. That's what I played in the game. And I have simple threat, queen h6, queen g7. So pretty much the only way for black to solve this problem is to sacrifice the bishop for 2 pawns. It means to take queen e5 and then to take on f6, or to take queen takes and then to sacrifice here. So he take here, I went queen h6, he sacrificed the bishop, I took back with my rook. And now this position is absolutely winning, but I have to be careful to not blunder something when it comes to back rank. He went queen e5. I'm just checking around if there's anything. You need to be careful here. Rook a to f1, doubling my rooks, and also not allowing him to proceed with f5. Just don't want to allow him this stability in the middle. He went rook d3. And now in this moment, I just wanted to play h3 to forget about any problems about my king. So my king is now safe. And this is another reason why this bishop here is a monster, because there is no rook d2, which is a powerful idea to target g2. He went back with rook, and he offered a trade. I understand him, he wanna go f5 later. But a big problem about that one is everything later comes for me with time, with timing and tempo. So I can simply take that rook, like I did, he take back with queen, and now just queen f4, offering the queen trade. So if they keep the queen, let's say on d5 or e6 or something, I can go queen f6 followed by bishop h6. So that's why after queen f4, it's hard for black even to continue the game. That's why he captured. I captured back with my rook, he went f5, I took on c5, he went rook b8 for the counterplay. And now I can drop my bishop back here. I can also take this pawn, but I just didn't want to allow him any counterplay with entering with his rook down there. So that's why I played rook f2. He went a6, I went rook d2. Now I want to activate my rook to the 7th rank later. He went king f7, and now h4 is... these moves are nice because it's controlling the dark squares. And now he played king e5 and completely forget about bishop d6. Anyway, without that move, you know, I will bring my king here. Later on, I'm gonna apply something like this, win the pawn here, and that's anyway game over. He resigned the game. I'll see you in the next round.